Welcome back to session number 2. Okay, and so in the last video we left off with the layering of the snare and clap. Okay, so I like the sound of it, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use this. We'll keep it in this same pattern. So let's go to the playlist and we're going to right click or hit F2 to rename this or to name this. We're going to call it, I'll just call it layer clap. Layer clap, layer snare, it doesn't matter. However you feel you want to name it. Okay, so this is the basic beat. So far we're coming along, it's coming along pretty good, but we want to add more samples in. So I'm going to add in some crashes and some more sounds to make it more full. And another thing, because this is more of a house type of track, we might slow down the BPM right now. FLStudio is always, the default is always at 140 BPM. But in our case, we're going to slow it down, let's just say to 128 BPM. Sometimes you'll get time stretching depending if you're using your stretching, like a vocal. If you want to stretch it out, then it'll say restretch all channels now, and then you can click yes, and this way it doesn't affect the pitch of the vocal. So now we have it at 128. Okay, so now that we got our basic beat, what we're going to do is we're going to find some more sounds, which I will also put it in the FLschool pack, sample pack. So this is the basic beat. We have everything. Let's go ahead and play all the samples that we're using so far, and let's look at the mixing board and make sure everything is level and not too loud or too low. Okay, everything sounds good so far. Next, what we're going to do is I want to add in a hi-hat. So let's go ahead and try to find a good hi-hat. I have the closed hat, but that's kind of like it gives a different effect. So we're going to use a open hi-hat, which is a little bit different. And you'll notice what the difference between an open hi-hat and a closed hat. So let's go ahead and find a good open hi-hat. Okay, so let's go ahead and use this one. Right now it's called HH Open number 19, which we will change that to open hi-hat, and when I upload the sample pack, so it'll be in there, it'll be open hi-hat. So you can change these if you want to change it a different name. So to do that, just right click, go to rename, and just name it. Let's say you want to name it open hi-hat. Hit enter and then it renames. Okay, so let's go ahead and test out our hi-hat, see what we like, how would it sound. We're going to put this in pattern 5 and make sure song mode is activated and hit play. Okay, so it sounds has that house feel to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to insert 6, drop down menu, go to file, go to link selected channels, go to this track or hit Control L, and now you have it in insert 6 on the mixing board. Go ahead and play that. Okay, so it's a little bit too loud, but that's not a problem. What we can do is we use this master volume for just this sample only. So let's go ahead and lower that as we play it. Okay, so this is the thing I noticed about the hi-hat. I like the hi-hat, but it's hitting a little bit too hard. I wanted to kind of give it like a swingy, like softer hit to it. So you can still use this attack. This is a pretty good little tool you can use. So let's go ahead and use that. We're going to play that, and as I move the attack knob, you will notice the difference. And when it's all the way down, then it's to the normal sound, and I just want to move it just a little bit up to make it more of a soft hit. Okay, so let's go ahead and add that in, which is already added. Let's go ahead and play that and see what we have so far. Okay, let's go ahead and name that hi-hat. This is hi-hat. Open hi-hat, actually. Let's go ahead and name that open hi-hat. Hit enter. Then in pattern 6, let's go ahead and try to find either a synth or maybe some type of bass, another bass line, something that brings the track to be more full. So, okay, you notice that everything seems like one big box. Well, you don't have to do it this way. It's just a basic sample what we're doing here. So, depending on how you like it, sometimes you'll do like something like this, and then you have one other, one box every other square, or it all depends how you work. So this is just, I'm just putting everything together really quick to give you an example of how things are worked. Okay, now what I want to do is I actually want to put in a crash. Now, putting in a crash is basically, it's something that goes with the song. You start off with the crash of the beat, and we're gonna go ahead and use that. Once again, raise the volume, put this in insert 7 or any other empty insert, and this names it crash 1. Also, another thing I should point out real quick, you can name this. If you do it like this, it'll automatically name it. You can rename it. You just right click and go to rename or hit F2. Same thing as when you're in playlist mode. Or what you can do, you click right here, you can go to FX, and you can move this to any FX that are on the board. And there's actually a lot of FX. There's about up to 64 FX inserts, which I'm pretty sure you won't get that far. So that's how you do it. But when you do it this way under FX, what happens is it'll put it in that channel, but it won't rename it. It'll still be, let's just say I want to put to insert 7. I'll give you a quick example, or let's put it to FX8 real quick, and it puts it right there, but it doesn't name it. So that's the reason why I do it this way in the drop down menu, and then go to link selected channel or hit Control L. So you have your renamed, and now what we're going to do is play the track. Now the track ain't going to start off with everything on because it's house music, so you want to start off with just a basic kick or clap, or however you feel you want to start it off. So starting off like this, let's go ahead and do 8 bars. We're going to start off. It may sound boring, but it's basically DJ friendly. You got to make it DJ friendly. And let's go ahead and play that back. Okay, so as I was playing, I noticed that the crash is too loud. Once again, we're going to go to the mixing board, and we're going to fix that crash to lower the level. Okay, so we lowered it. We use this is the master for just the crash only. So let's go to song mode, playlist, and play that again. Okay, so it's coming along so far. Next one, actually, I want to do a rev reverse crash. So what we're gonna do is right click, clone this, and you can go to your sampler and hit reverse and put it in. Okay, so it fades in, but it's doing it to, I don't want the end part where it goes, that little last part. I just want to hear that sound. So what we'll do is, this is another important thing. We're going to right click, go to send to piano roll, and I want the sound to cut off when I want it to. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you. This is what I do. I mean, there's other ways to do it, but like I said, this is how I do it. Turn the attack all the way down, the hold all the way up, and then you turn the decay time all the way down, sustain level all the way down, and your release time all the way down. So the reason why I do that is I'm going to show you a quick example of what I mean why I do that. When I play this, it'll play the whole song, but let's say if I move it into a little square and then I play it, you got your little quick sample, which I'll explain more about it with vocals in the next video. But right now we're running out of time for this session, and we'll continue the beat with the third video, so stay tuned.